The October 13th, 2009 meeting of the Monroe County Legislature will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll? Present. Please stay seated. I'd like to introduce Sister Barbara Moore of the Colgate-Rochester Collegiate Divinity School, who has been invited this evening by Legislator Paul Haney. Sister.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to share just a couple of reflections with you. So let us pray. Good and gracious God, you are called by many names and reverenced by different cultures and creeds. You are the source of life and hope and promise for so many. Present here this evening are men and women chosen to serve your people in this public ministry of service. As we gather, we are grateful for your many blessings in their personal lives, the lives of those they love, the corporate life of our county, and the communities they represent. In all our holy books, you instruct us to be concerned about the most needy among us. Be with our legislators and the administration this evening as they deliberate and decide. May your love for the vulnerable be translated into their decisions. May your call for right and honest relationships guide their actions. And may they be known as a body of elected officers who strive for the common good and stand for those often hidden and forgotten by our society. These men and women as elected officials are part of a noble profession, and the community looks to them for the care and right decisions that will enhance the life for all of us. And so may God's grace and wisdom be with all of these legislators, the county administration, and staff as they continue the work of the people this evening. Amen.
Thank you, Sister.
Nice of you.
Now, on behalf of the legislative body, I'd like to present this certificate for your participation this evening. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I'd ask you now if you'd please stand as American Legion Post number 468 Color Guard presents the colors of our nation. Legislator Richard Beebe will now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing. Without objection, we'll now take agenda item number 7 out of its regular order. Agenda item number 7 is moved by Mr. Quattro and seconded by Mr. Bronson. Will the clerk please read the resolution in memoriam for Staff Sergeant Nicole B. Allens of the United States Army?
Expressing the regret of the Monroe County Legislature on the recent passing of United States Army Staff Sergeant Nicole Allen. Be it resolved that the Monroe County Legislature hereby expresses its deep sympathy at the recent passing of Staff Sergeant Nicole Allen, a graduate of Churchville-Charlie High School and member of the United States Army. Nicky, as he was known by his loved ones, passed away at age 29 on Saturday, September 12, 2009. He served as a member of the 2nd Battalion, 87th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division, based at Fort Drum, New York, on his 3rd deployment into Afghanistan and Iraq. Nicole Allen was a beloved father and husband, as well as a caring and respected leader to his friends and his colleagues, as evidenced by his many commendations, including the Army Commendation Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Army Achievement Medal. And Nicole Allen is survived by his wife, Amy, and their children, Christopher, Michael, and Grace, as well as his parents, Daniel and Deborah Allen. Nicole Allen will be long remembered for his countless days and courteous, kind nature, along with his selfless service to his community and his nation. Therefore, be it further resolved that the Clerk of the Legislature is hereby requested to forward a copy of this resolution to the bereaved family.
At this time, Legislator Beebe will present a proclamation to the color guard.
Whereas first chartered in 1919 by the United States Congress, the American Legion is our nation's largest wartime veterans organization, founded on the principles of service to country, honor, freedom, goodwill, and citizenship. Its nearly 3 million members belong to nearly 15,000 Legion posts worldwide. And the American Legion Grease Post 468 is committed to the Legion's 4 pillars of service: advocating for a strong national security, responding to quality of life needs of all veterans and their families, perpetuating a square deal for every child, and preparing each generation to fulfill the obligations of citizenship. An honored and admired tradition at firemen's parades and ceremonies all over the country, the Post 468 Color Guard has competed in firemen's parades and the American Legion competitions at the district, state, and national levels for over 40 years, taking first place at every parade they have competed in and for the past 2 years. The American Legion Grease Post 468 Color Guard was the first place winner at the New York State American Legion Convention Parades competition for the past 4 years, and it took first place honors in the Post and Retrieve class competition at the 2009 American Legion National Convention in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, President Wayne Zyra and Richard Beebe, legislator from District 6, on behalf of the entire county legislature, do hereby honor the American Legion Post 468 Color Guard for their deep dedication to our veterans and our nation, representing Monroe County.
Thank you to this great county of Monroe and to our legislation. We're used to getting this award, mostly from the town of Greece, but it's very great and honored, and we're privileged, to be recognized by our peers in Monroe County. As it was stated, we've been recognized in the state of New York the last 4 years as state champions, also this year at the national level. But again, to be amongst our peers here at home, it's a great honor and privilege to receive this award. In my ranks, I have veterans from all military branches, the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force. We have some combat veterans standing here in front of you also, from the Vietnam War to the present time and the war on terrorism. We also, standing in front of you, are some sons of Legionnaires. And we take pride in upholding, what we do for our military men and women who are still serving today in harm's way. And this is the way we do it here at home, and to present our flag very proudly and to guard it. And we do this every day, every single day. This isn't a part-time for us. We do have jobs, we work, but we're dedicated. We do this every day, and we're proud to do so. Again, thank you for this great, distinctive presentation.
You may now retire the colors.
Right over here, right shoulder. Huh. Right feet. Mark time, march. Forward, march.
Colors, present, arms. Order, arms. Left, face. Mark time, march. Forward, march.
Please be seated. You received your copy of the Journal of day 10, September 8, 2009, of the special meeting, September 29, 2009. Without exception, the Journal stands approved as submitted. There is a hearing loop in place tonight to assist those that are hearing impaired. Anyone requiring assistance should inquire at the clerk's office.
If you have a cellular phone, pager, or other electronic device, we ask that you would quiet it for the duration of the meeting. Thank you.
Legislators, you have in your possession the referral submitted to the legislature for the next committee cycle. At this time, I would like to ask the Honorable R. Anthony LaFountain if he would please come forward. On behalf of the Monroe County Legislature, we'd like to present you with this plaque in recognition of your many years of service to us and your dedication to your constituents, and we wish you the best of luck as you go forward with your new career.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. When I was in the legislature, I would start the meetings that I chaired with audience, administration, and legislators. And tonight I would say that that would be very fitting to make a few brief comments, if I may. First of all, audience, all of you here tonight, everyone that has been here in the past, everyone that will come into these chambers in the future, there isn't a legislator in these chambers that doesn't come in here to do the best for their district. They're out there working very hard. We may not always agree, but you can rest assured that your legislator is out there day in and day out supporting you and supporting your district. To the administration, headed up by Maggie Brooks, all the department heads, you folks are second to none. Having the privilege of working with you for many years, and a number of the people that report to you, whether it's that person that just came into the county office building a few short weeks or months ago, all the way up to those that have been here for 30, 35 years or more. You are the best of the best. You represent this county very well. You provide a lot of great support to the legislature, and I thank you for everything that you did for me, and I know that you do for all the legislators day in and day out. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize the staff, both on the Democratic side and on the Republican side. All the work that you do behind the scenes to help research for all the legislators, it is second to none. You should be very proud. You do a great job and a great service, so thank you very much. And last but not least, to all my colleagues, all my former colleagues. When I came into these chambers about 5.5+ years ago, I can safely say that there isn't a legislator here that hasn't touched me in some way to make me a better person. I'm exiting the legislature a better person. It's because of all of you. And I will always be very fortunate, and words just will not describe the relationships that I've been able to build on both sides. I wish all of you that are running all the best in your races. I wish all the rest of you that are not running to continue to do the good work for the people of Monroe, and my thoughts and prayers will always be with you. Thank you very much.
This evening, there are several proclamations scheduled. Ms. Nicolay.
Would Jennifer Skidmore please come forward? Also President Zaira and Legislator Stephen Tucciarello. Oh. Hi. Jennifer Skidmore has been a proud member of the Gates Police Force the past 8 years, devoting both her time and service to our Gates community. She recently played a key role with the Gates Police Department in solving 2 high-profile crimes. When Jennifer was one of the first responding officers at the scene of a Gates burglary, she quickly viewed the convenience store tapes to obtain a description of both the vehicle as well as the suspect. Due to her attention to detail, she was able to identify the suspect 2 weeks later in a car driving all over the road. The suspect was later apprehended for the burglary when his DNA was tested and identified at the crime scene. Due to Jennifer's efficient work on this case, it was quickly solved, bringing the appropriate person to justice. And Jennifer was also responsible for assisting in solving a slew of church burglaries in the Gates community. After patrolling a nearby church, she noticed a suspicious person walking along the side. When she inquired, she discovered that a damaged door and a suspect was subsequently caught and charged with the attempted break-in. Jennifer's diligent work and dedication to the Gates community resulted in a safer neighborhood for all of our friends and family. Jennifer may choose to attribute her success as a police officer as luck, but the entire Gates community knows that her strong intuition plays a larger part and stronger role in her great police work. Jennifer is not only brave and dedicated, but an asset to the Gates Police Department as well as our entire community. Now, therefore, we, President Wayne Zaira and Stephen Tucciarello, Legislator District 4, on behalf of the entire county legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate Jennifer Skidmore for her excellent work with the Gates Police Department, as well as receiving the department's Excellent Police Service Award. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank the Monroe County legislators for recognizing me for this award, and also like to thank them for the funding they give us for our police department and programs. Thanks.
Would representatives from the Friends of the Library group please come forward? Also President Zaira and Legislator Jack Driscoll. National Friends of the Library Week has been celebrated in New York State for the last 3 years, and this year New York State will again recognize these groups who have shown their tremendous support for our local libraries from October 18th through the 24th. Monroe County is fortunate to have so many groups of volunteers that are looking out for the interests of our local libraries. Monroe County has 19 separate Friends of the Library groups, including Brighton, Brockport, Chili, East Rochester, Fairport, Gates, Greece, Hamlin, Henrietta, Irondequoit, Mendon, Ogden Spencerport, Parma, Penfield, Pittsford, and the City of Rochester, Rush, Scottsville, and Webster. Each of these communities has been enriched by the volunteers that work to protect our local libraries. The Friends of the Library groups preserve and strengthen our local libraries while making our communities aware of the vast services they offer. These groups recognize the need to create awareness of local libraries while enriching their communities through activities as well as their programs. Twice a year, these groups meet to discuss the problems that local libraries are facing. The Friends of the Library groups do not merely focus on books and reading, but rather take on an all-encompassing approach. These groups of volunteers look out for our local community interests and continue to be an important asset for all of our communities. Now, therefore, we, President Wayne Zyra and Jack Driscoll, Legislator District 13, on behalf of the entire county legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate National Friends of the Library Week for exemplifying great dedication and service to all of our local libraries.
As liaison from the county legislature to the library board, I get to listen to the library board sing your praises on a regular basis. You can't even imagine how grateful they are for the help that you provide. And I want to tell you that each one of the 19 groups will receive a copy of this award. And we want to thank you very much for everything you've done for our libraries. Thank you.
Would Yvonne Stevens and members of the Parrington Presbyterian Church please come forward? Also President Zyra and legislators Kieran Hanna and Michael Barker. Hello. The Parrington Presbyterian Church School Program is celebrating its second year and its new facility. The church has provided a variety of activities for the community, in particular focusing on youth groups. The church attributes its success and attention to friends, fun, spiritual education, caring for others, in order to reinforce each valuable lesson taught. The Parrington Presbyterian Church School offers programs for youth ranging from nursery school all the way through and including high school. The Parrington Presbyterian Church unveiled its new addition, tripling its original size and space, as well as adding permanent classrooms to the church's school. Participants rave about the larger size, as well as the open space, which allows for an array of indoor and outdoor programs. From bowling to biking, the church's youth group finds ways to maximize fun while instilling the fundamental values. The entire Parrington community appreciates the way the Parrington Presbyterian Church has successfully enriched and become an integral part of our local community. Therefore, let it be known that we, President Wayne Zyra, Kieran Hanna, Legislator District 18, and Michael Barker, Legislator District 11, on behalf of the entire county legislature, do hereby recognize the Parrington Presbyterian Church on its continued dedication to the Parrington youth within our community. Thanks, Jack. Would Jody Perry and Al Merludis of the Greece Chamber of Commerce please come forward? Also President Zyra, legislators Jeffrey McCann, Rick Antelli, and Mark Cassetti. Hello. The Greece Chamber of Commerce celebrated its 25th anniversary this year, marking a quarter century of successful and healthy business climate in our Greece community. In 2008 alone, the Chamber added 123 new members, totaling its membership to 790. They are clearly deserving the receipt of the 2009 Membership Achievement Award. The Greece Chamber of Commerce has a reputation of assisting small local businesses through a multitude of programs that equip small business owners as well as employees with information on how to run a successful small business. The Chamber offers classrooms on technological learning skills in order for small businesses in our community to stay up to date on the newest and emerging technologies. They offer the necessary tools to thrive while positively impacting our community and economy. In addition to their programs, they also offer local business travel opportunities around the world. The Greece Chamber of Commerce is an integral piece of our community. The next 25 years are sure to be as successful and significant as the last. The entire community of Greece is grateful to be home to this large organization that so strongly and positively impacts our local businesses. Now, therefore, we, President Wayne Zyra, Jeff McCann, legislator from District 19, Rick Antelli, the legislator from District 7, and Mark Cassetti, legislator from District 5, on behalf of the entire county legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate the Greece Chamber of Commerce for its 25th anniversary.
On behalf of our 18 board members and our 790, close to 800 members, I do want to thank the legislature, and in particular our legislators Antelli, Cassetti, and McCann for this award. Obviously, you know, the Chamber, 25 years, a ton of people have been involved and made us a successful organization, so I do want to pay tribute to the past and all those who have gone before and really worked hard in this organization. We're looking forward to continued success, and we've got lots more coming and scheduled. So thanks again to the legislator, President Zyra, and others. Thank you.
Would Mamie Miller, on behalf of Kenita Miller, the Broadway musical actress, please come forward? Also President Zyra and legislator Debbie Draw. Kenita Miller grew up in Penfield. Singing in both her church and school choir, her amazing talent was recognized at a very young age. She has now taken this talent all the way to the big stage, achieving the lead role of Celie in the traveling Broadway musical, The Color Purple. This musical was based on a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel as well as an Oscar-nominated film. Kenita has risen to stardom, returning to her hometown to perform once again. She has been involved in theater for many years and has been featured in many productions, including Xanadu, Dessa Rose, Ragtime, and Once on This Island. All of her roles have prepared her for her current leading role in The Color Purple, and the Penfield community, along with all of Monroe County, is thrilled to have her back to perform where it all began. Although her talent is famous, she has not forgotten her roots in Penfield. While back here in Monroe County for the show, she visited her alma mater, Penfield High School, to meet with students and answer their questions. She spoke about her resume and career path along with her current role. Kenita is an outstanding woman who has made it, while not forgetting where her roots are from. Kenita is not only learning about herself in this new role, but she also who she wants to become. She is truly an inspiration to all of us, and the residents of Monroe County are proud of her numerous accomplishments as well as her exciting future ahead. Now, therefore, we, President Wayne Zyra and Debbie Draw, the legislator from District 19, on behalf of the entire county legislature, do hereby recognize and congratulate Kenita Miller for her exceptional dedication and her talent, especially in her leading role in The Color Purple. Congratulations.
On behalf of Kenita Miller, Kenneth Miller, and myself, Mamie Miller, her parents, are very pleased and honored that you have given her this recognition. Kenita sends her gratitude and a big heartfelt thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.
Would Sue Garner-Smith of the Brighton Farmers Market please come forward? Also President Zyra and legislators Travis Hyder and Harry Bronson and Paul Haney. In 2007, as part of the town of Brighton's goal in promoting energy awareness and conservation, the supervisor, Sandra Frankel, established the Green Brighton Task Force. The following year, in keeping with the task force mission and under the Color Brighton Green initiative, the decision was made to establish a Brighton Farmers Market. In 2008, the goal of making fresh, healthy, and delicious food grown locally by farmers who apply principles of sustainability agriculture available to Brighton residents became a reality. Participating farmers are required to sell products that they personally grow or raise on farms located no further than 100 miles from Brighton. And the task force actively sought out certified organic farmers to lessen the impact on the local environment. The Brighton Farmers Market, centrally located in the parking lot area adjacent to the high school, remains open from the beginning of June to the end of October each year. By inviting musicians to perform and community groups to promote neighborhood activities, the Brighton Farmers Market, under the direction of Market Manager Sue Gardner-Smith, has enhanced a sense of community and local pride, drawing hundreds of people to it each week. Having received a mini grant from the Greater Rochester Health Foundation to encourage child nutrition, with more farmers and vendors joining the market and a constant stream of residents shopping there each week, it is clear that the Brighton Farmers Market has already enhanced the town's quality and life and will continue to do so for many years to come. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, President Wayne Zyra, Travis Hyder, Legislator District 14, Harry Bronson, Democratic Minority Leader, and Paul Haney, Legislator from District 23, on behalf of the entire County Legislature, do hereby honor the Brighton Farmers Market for exceptional service to our community.
Thank you very much for this recognition of the farmers market, and thank you also for your support of local farmers, local agriculture, and the promotion of a more sustainable local food supply that we're working for at the farmers market. And I appreciate all the support that this legislature provides for that as well. Thanks.
Would Teresa Anderson, Board President, Catherine Mazzotta, Executive Director, Sharon Riveas, Nancy Uradia, Carolyn Washington, and board members of Alternatives for Battered Women organization, please come forward. Also President Zyra and legislators Harry Bronson and Carrie Andrews. One out of 3 American women reports being abused at some point in her life. More than 30 years ago, the call to end domestic violence was answered by a group of local activists who pledged to provide refuge and support to victims of domestic violence. As a result, the Task Force on Battered Women was formed. Today, Alternatives for Battered Women is the licensed domestic violence provider for Monroe County. Funded through state, federal, and county grants, as well as gifts from foundations, organizations, and individuals, ABW employs 57 full and part-time employees and relies upon the dedication of 75 volunteers that graciously donate over 9,000 hours of their time to help others. ABW provides a full range of services to assist victims of domestic violence through their shelter, a 24-hour confidential crisis hotline, court advocacy, prevention education, transitional support, and an outreach program. Last year, ABW's Prevention Education Initiative reached over 14,000 individuals. A founding member of the New York State Coalition Against Domestic Violence and the Rochester-Monroe County Domestic Violence Consortium, ABW is deeply dedicated to ending violence in the home so that at-risk individuals and families can live their lives free from domestic abuse and gain hope for self-empowerment. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, President Wayne Zyra and Carrie Andrews, Assistant Minority Leader, and Harry Bronson, Minority Leader, on behalf of the entire County Legislature, do hereby honor Alternatives for Battered Women for their exceptional service and dedication to the health and welfare of women in our community.
On behalf of all of us at Alternatives for Battered Women, and obviously some of my board members are invisible right now, but they're here. I'd like to thank the county legislature and particularly President Zaira, Assistant Minority Leader Carrie Andrews, and Minority Leader Harry Bronson for this honor, and all of you for your continued support of Alternatives for Battered Women. As I often say, we touch every corner of Monroe County. Domestic violence does not know a zip code, so your constituents are in our programs, and we are there to help and provide support and safety so no one has to live with fear. So thank you so very much for recognizing us and for recognizing Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which is October. Thank you very much.
Would Bob Russell and Matt McKinnon of the Little Theater please come forward? Also President Zaira, legislators Harry Bronson, Calvin Lee Jr., and Carrie Andrews. On October 17, 1929, the Little Theater officially opened its doors to 299 moviegoers at the premiere of the silent film Cyrano de Bergerac. My eyes are getting bad. I'm sorry. Accompanied by a three-person orchestra. Unfortunately, the technological advances of the Roaring '20s were making silent films obsolete, and worse, Black Thursday struck the nation exactly 1 week after the premiere opening. The Little Theater weathered the Great Depression much better than nearly every little cinema in the entire country. Anchored by community leaders intent on preserving the Little Theater, it reaffirmed its dedication to quality films, from the classics to the eclectic, the educational to the unusual, showcasing the artistic cultures of the community and reaching out to social, cultural, and women's groups to help select films which were then screened. The Little was placed to forget the troubles of life during the Great Depression and World War II, overshadowed by, but still a part of the social and cultural revolutions taking place all over the country. It survived the suburban migration of the time to remain the only theater in downtown. Throughout the 80s and 90s, the Little Theater went through several renovations and improvements. New screens were added to help compete with the big box theaters. An art gallery and a 70-seat cafe featuring live jazz were constructed, and the Little transitioned into a 501c3 non-for-profit film society. The local cultural icon for 8 decades, the history of the Little Theater is reflective of the history of our nation. It has seen its ups and downs, its good times and bad. It has moved people and forced them to think differently. For 80 years, the Little Theater has been a place to become more informed, to expand sensibilities, to debate social issues, to relax and exchange ideas with friends, to laugh, to cry, to emphasize, to question and cheer. Certainly, the Little Theater has brought immeasurable cultural value and artistic quality to our community. Now, therefore, let it be known that we, President Wayne Zaira, Harry Bronson, Democratic Minority Leader, Calvin Lee Jr., Assistant Democratic Minority Leader, and Carrie Andrews, Legislator District 21, on behalf of the entire county legislature, do hereby honor the Little Theater for 80 years of exceptional dedication to the art, entertainment, and cultural communities of Rochester.
First, I'd like to thank everyone for the support and for this lovely recognition. I'm not sure who wrote that, but I'd love to get a copy of the script. I was like, I learned some things, and I'm very proud that I recognize a lot of your faces from being in our theater, especially when we show political movies like In the Loop, which was most recently. But this is a very special time, not just for our organization, but for the entire city of Rochester, the county of Monroe, because without the support of the people and without having the freedom to be able to bring an independent voice to Rochester, the Little would not be around for 80 years. We're looking forward to this Saturday night, the actual anniversary date. And that opening night, there's a 3-person orchestra playing in the balcony, which is still standing at the Little in our historic building. So thank you for the recognition. We hope you'll come out and join us this year as we celebrate the arts in Rochester. Thank you.
You have in your folder the approved minutes from the last cycle. There are no formal committee reports scheduled for this evening. We'll now hold a public forum. Ms. Nicolay.
We have 3 people registered to address the legislature tonight. Those three people can all come forward. A deputy will assist you down the middle aisle. The second two names can sit in the chairs behind waiting their turn. And you will have 2 minutes in which to address the legislature. Please conclude when the buzzer sounds. The three people are Thomas Zembeck, Tom Gregory, and Vincent Shelton. You can all come forward.
Mrs. Ember? You go.
My name is Thomas Zembeck. I'm a sergeant with the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. A number of you are familiar with my name, unfortunately. Last week, in regards to a former county government employee being indicted, District Attorney Mike Green stated, in any organization, you're supposed to have oversight. He also said any county supervisor has a responsibility to act whenever reports or allegations of misconduct are brought to them. And that's why I really am here tonight. My question to all of you, since I can't get the answer from anybody in county government, including the district attorney, including Maggie Brooks, who does Sheriff O'Flynn answer to? Now, I know he answers to the voters, but the voters don't get the truth sometimes. So I'm asking you, when employees like myself in the Sheriff's Department have reports of misconduct, where are we supposed to go? Who do we turn to? It's not the district attorney. They've already told me that's not my job. Mr. Gargan's told me that. Mr. Green has indicated that. It's not the independent accountability council or whistleblower attorneys. They refused to even talk to me when I went to see them. What are we paying them for? I just want to know, who do I go to? If I'm being retaliated against, and you may think I'm full of baloney, but if it's legit, who do I go to? Also last week, Mr. Green stated that the main reasons the former deputy county executive was being indicted was because 3 times somebody came to him and reported allegations of misconduct. I've given every one of you a copy of numerous emails and certified letters to Maggie Brooks and Mike Green, and they've taken no action, and this is a whole lot more than 3 times. So why are they not as accountable as Mr. Smith is? These are the answers I want. I want to know, please come up with something, an oversight council, whatever, to address this issue in the future. Sorry I ran over.
Thank you.
Well, I think I might have an answer for the deputy, because there's a lot of times that I've been dealing with you for over about 13 years now, and basically approached almost everybody in one topic or another, not dealing with malfeasance of office, but in other areas, okay, of public concern. And what I usually find is that I might not get the action that I think is appropriate in the time that I want to see it happen. But one way or another, things just kind of get taken care of. I think Joanne said it here, and I hope you don't mind me citing you here, that it's not about politics, it's about government. And government doesn't just respond like immediately. It takes time. It does inquiry. It does discussion. It uses reasonable methods employed. It uses its discretion. Government isn't always just the kind of judgment that that the paper often calls for. Run the bums out. Let's start new. It's time for change. Government realizes that there's something perpetual about the fact that people were here before us, people are here now, and people will be here after we've long gone. And the bottom line is, it's important in calling people to justice or changing things according to what is right, to not destroy the process in so doing. It seems that over the past, and I'm actually responding to an article that appeared last week in Gannett's newspaper, where it seems like we called it justice and judgment and all this upon one side or another according to this kind of preconceived notion of what should be correct. all the while ignoring the fact that this legislative body, both Democrat and Republican, and that administration that sits over there, an administration that was here before under Doyle and before under the Democrats, was doing the best they could within a reasonable way to run this county in such a way that it will still be here tomorrow. And I think we better remember that. We can throw emails on your desks and we can bring our complaints to the podium, but what we're leaving behind is as important to the following generations as what might be important to us at present. And I hope we all remain cognizant of that fact. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Vincent Shelton?
Will you please vote that man into office? On a more serious note, my name is Vincent Shelton, and I'm the president of Rochester's Poor People's Coalition and a board member at the House of Mercy. What I'd like to bring to your attention is the following. The St. Paul DSH office waiting room is in need of expansion. It was not designed to accommodate the number of people it now services. The line to gain entrance to it extends from the security checkpoint all the way out the street entrance door and sometimes almost to around the side of the building. Speeding up security processing would probably reduce the wait time in line and going into the main entrance to the waiting room, but you still would have a long wait in the waiting room due to double lines encircling the inside of the waiting room, people waiting to be processed. I suggest opening and staffing each window in the waiting room with staff and with a backup staff if they go to lunch or take a break. I also suggest building an enclosed canopy from the front entrance door to partially around the building, possibly heated. This is to protect mothers and children who will be standing in line waiting to gain entrance to the building in inclement weather. I have seen this first-handedly, people lined up outside the building waiting to gain entrance. And now with it about to become very cold and inclement, I am asking that you would take into consideration putting up an enclosed canopy that people can wait in and not be exposed to the elements. This is not a Democratic or Republican issue. This is an issue of the people seeking help from those for the people. Thank you.
Thank you. Does that complete the speakers?
That's it.
Okay. We'll now proceed with the consideration of motions, resolution, and notices. Will the clerk please read the first item on the agenda?
Referral 090291.
Moved by legislator Yolovich, second by legislator Barker. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries.
Item number 2, referral 090299.
Moved by legislator Daniele, second by legislators Antelli and Barker. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries.
Item number 3, referral 090300. Authorizing contracts.
Moved by legislator Cassetti, second by legislator Barker. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries.
Item number 4, referral 090301.
Moved by legislator Colby, second by legislator Barker. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries.
Item number 5, referral 090302.
Moved by legislator Yolovich, second by legislator Barker. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item carries.
Item number 6, referral 090303.
Moved by legislator Quattro, second by legislators Valerio and Barker. Any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Item carries. Any unfinished business?
And adjourned until Tuesday, November 10th, 2009 at 6 p.m.
We are adjourned.